Quick but important question. When a buyer says no, what actually happens to you up here? I'm not talking about what you say or what you do with your hands or the follow-up email you tell yourself that you're going to send later. I'm talking about what happens internally right there in that moment, because that moment matters more than most salespeople will realize. So let's talk today about coming back from a no. It's not overcoming objections. It's not clever phrasing. It's not even a better close. I want to talk about what happens after the no, because that is where too many deals are quietly lost. Hey, welcome back everyone to the 5-Minute Sales Training, where today we're looking at sales recovery and how you respond after rejection. Now, here's something that I've observed over many, many years in sales. Most salespeople don't actually lose the sale when the buyer says no. They lose it in the moments that follow. The posture changes, the energy shifts, and the confidence dips, enough for the buyer to feel it. And once that happens, momentum starts leaking out of the conversation. Now, let me be clear about something. No is not a verdict. It's not a rejection of you as a person, and it's very rarely the final answer. Most of the time, no is simply a pause that's caused by uncertainty, over timing, or fear, or information overload. But too many salespeople hear the word no and they mentally begin to check out as if the conversation has now reached its natural conclusion. But it hasn't. Look, think about turbulence on an airplane. Turbulence doesn't mean the flight is in danger or that the pilot has lost control. It simply means conditions have changed. And in sales, that's how we can look at it. No is turbulence. And great salespeople don't panic when the ride gets bumpy. They stay steady. They keep their bearings. They continue to fly the plane, and they calm the nerves of the people around them. Now, here's where things, if we're not careful, are going to go sideways. The salespeople don't struggle with rejection itself. They struggle with the meaning that they assign to that rejection. They hear no, and their brain starts telling them stories. Oh, I pushed too hard. Oh, they don't trust me. They don't like me. I wonder if I said the wrong thing. And once that internal conversation begins, it becomes very difficult to stay grounded. Your confidence softens, your tone changes, your certainty fades, and the buyer feels all of that. Trust me, you're not as good at hiding these things as you think you are. And that's why I want to make this point very clear. Every sales conversation includes two conversations happening at the same time. The one you're having with the buyer and the one you're having with yourself. And that second one will always determine the outcome of the first. So what does it actually mean to come back from no? It doesn't mean arguing or pushing harder, and it certainly doesn't mean pretending that the no didn't happen. Coming back from a no means staying anchored in curiosity instead of defensiveness, anchored in calm instead of urgency, anchored in progress instead of pressure. Let me give you a simple way to think about recovery in the moment. When a buyer says no, your job is to do three things. First, acknowledge the response without emotionally collapsing. Something as simple as, fair enough, it's a big decision, I get that. Second, we're going to stabilize the moment. You might say something like, it's a big decision. It makes sense to pause and think it through. You're not afraid of the hesitation. You're assuring them that the hesitation is totally normal. And third, redirect the conversation forward. So help me understand, what would need to change for this to make sense for you to move ahead? And that question alone has saved more sales than most closing techniques ever will. And it works because it keeps your confidence intact. What would have to change in order for you to move ahead? You see, with that question, you keep the buyer engaged and you keep the process alive. That's called staying in the game. So here's the mindset shift. I want you to walk away with this today. Your job is to not eliminate no from the sales process. Your job is to outlast it intelligently. Great salespeople manage resistance. They don't take hesitation personally, and they don't disappear after a no. They ask themselves, is there one more step that I can take here? And if there is, they take it. So, the next time a buyer says no, remember this: the deal isn't over. The conversation isn't over, and your confidence shouldn't be over either, because what separates amateurs from professionals isn't avoiding rejection. It's how well they come back from that no. Hey, thanks for watching this week's 5-minute sales training. Did you hit the like button? Did you? Do it right now. It takes just a second. Make sure you subscribe as well. But until next time, everybody, learn more to earn more.